So let's cover the direction AI and software engineering is going, because it's kind of like going hand in hand, and we all know the direction with the large language models. I'm going to show you some of the tools, go through some of the tools that I'm using on a daily basis, pretty much just to stand out, be able to handle multiple projects, build systems on your own, start to become more a product owner that is act like just building features, thinking in a way different way compared to what I did before, and also what I recommend you guys to do. So we're going to cover all different tools that I'm using, what I'm thinking about the future of software engineering, the direction that we can already see. I have videos on my channel previously where I've pretty much just been covering that. It's going to be much more about architectural design decisions that you have to make instead of just the low level code and all that. You don't really have to sit and look at the code. Like most of the projects that I'm doing, I'm not even looking at the code. I'm testing it out, iterating fast, making sure that it works and so on. Not that I don't know what's going on. I'm following the code and all that, but I'm not writing it myself. And then I'm testing it out. I know all the features. I know how it should function. I know all the different frameworks that I can put together to build software systems. So I'm pretty much just using Claude Code for all my work, and it's also just going in this direction. If you're just following like Claude and Anthropic's, OpenAI's, the path of all these, like I started out with large language models, you had like a research friend, you can go in there, ask it anything, they start to build these coding tools that is just developing over time. And then it has agent capabilities, they have the MCP servers, so we can interact with different platforms, you can hook up MCP servers to it. It's just getting much better and better and better. Even when I started out with Claude Code in the beginning, like it was pretty much just a large language models hooked up to a CLI, and then it could go through your code base pretty much. But now you can spin up planning agents. It has multiple agents going through your code base, comes up with a plan for the different features and so on that you need to implement. So it's much more becoming, and it already is, about just being a product owner, like understand products, understand user experience, like how do you build good user experiences, how do you build good integrations and all that. So you still need to know the theory. You can make yourself learn faster by using the AI tools. But as I also posted on my LinkedIn, been talking about a few times here and there, for example, front-end engineers, it's not so much about being a front-end engineer or a back-end engineer. Most of the AI tools, like they can handle all of that. It's much more what context are you giving it. So you're pretty much just a context engineer feeding it into the system, understanding the systems as well. And just because you are a front-end developer doesn't mean that you're a good product owner, or pretty much just a guy that understands products, how to build products for end consumers. Are we building for technical people? Are we building for non-technical people? Some of the hardest problems for front engineers is actually just building simple software systems that can be used by anyone, like your mom, dad, grandmother, like all these people here. Being non-technical, you need to be able to develop software that they can use, because if you don't make their life easier, they're not going to buy your software pretty much. So you can build AI integrations and all that. This is just some of the tools that I'm using, but it is a clear direction. AI, like code, the value of coding is just going lower and lower every time they come out with a new iterations of the model. So it's really, really important that you stand out, just stay up to date with these tools. I'm not even going out testing all the tools when they come out, a new model and so on. I'm pretty much just stick to Claude Code. I know that it works now. I'm following what are they coming out with. Have them the P servers, they have the agents, you can make your own custom agents, skills and so on. You don't have to overcomplicate it too much. It's much more about like just building things, iterate fast, learn how these models are interacting, learn how to handle multiple things at the same time. Like sometimes I even have multiple terminals open with different projects, the same projects with different Git trees, so you can work on the same feature or multiple features at the same time in parallel, and then you're pretty much just testing it out. Then I'm starting to connect some MCP server tools as well. For example, like the Playwright MCP server. You can have web search, going out there, finding all the new stuff about the documentation. If you're using some of the newer frameworks, like the large language model, they have not been trained on the newest API documentation and so on, so you need some MCP servers that has web access. And then a very cool one is the Playwright. If you're building software systems, it can actually like go in, click buttons, see your console, see all your logs and so on from your front end, and it can just connect the front end and back end. Also just Claude Code in general, like right now within the last month or two, I just feel like it's taken way more over itself. Like it can build out front end, back end. While it's building out the back end, it will test it out and so on as well. If you just have good, clear guidelines, I don't really overcomplicate it too much. I don't have too many rules. I don't send up all the different configurations. Like you have all your Claude files per project, user level, and all that. I just try to keep it simple. And every time I start building a new feature, I give it good enough context so we can understand it. And then we're just doing a few iterations here and there. Just because everything is going so fast, you don't have to go out, branch out into everything, like have 10 terminals open at the same time. Sometimes it's just way faster. Focus on one thing at one time. You're sitting there monitoring what is the agent doing, and then testing the functionality out while it's actually like developing it. So this is the direction where it's heading. I think you should focus on like just the deep level stuff that AI agents can't do. Like it still lacks some reasoning about complex topics. It's losing context if you have large code bases. It can't really handle that. Sometimes it's starting to implement features which is act like already in the code base, or starting to apply filters which is in the code base. It skips some of these things here. It hallucinates when it's doing it. So it's still important that you monitor it and you still know how to do software. But junior engineers, they're pretty much gone now. So you need to take the steps from like entry level internship all the way up to the senior engineer, and then pretty much just start provide value there. And even like senior engineers and so on, they become way more product owners and just understanding problems, projects, being able to feed it into an AI model that can generate it for them. So the value of code is pretty much just going down, and it's probably going towards zero, where anyone can just prompt the systems, but it's still going to take a long time. Now the value over the next few years, you will definitely not be left behind if you know how to merge different frameworks. What frameworks should you use to build different software systems? A lot of people, they're scared that AI is just going to take over. Nobody wants software systems. A lot of the big tech companies, they're going down value because people just don't think that you need them anymore, because you can just vibe code your own dashboard. You can just vibe code your own Microsoft Teams or whatever that people think. But I've seen so many people reach out to me building software systems. They try to vibe code something for a few weeks and nothing is working. They don't have the technical understanding, skills and all that. It's just fully vibe coded stuff. So they don't really know anything about it. So it's not about actually just replacing AI engineers, software engineers, and so on in general. It's much more about making each individual utilizing these tools here much more efficient. So make yourself more efficient. Don't be scared of like being replaced and so on. You have to stay ahead, but you actually don't need to do too much. Maybe you're looking on X, LinkedIn, and so on. It looks like everyone else is just ahead of you. But if you look at the masses, you really don't have to do much. Like use Claude Code, learn how to use it, stay up to date with the newest technologies and all that. And now when we're talking about standing out and just doing something different, because it's not really that much more that you need to do, and you can just really stand out and give more opportunities to yourself, then I want to introduce you to Think. This is a pretty cool tool where you can just upload your LinkedIn, your CV, and so on, and it's going to build out a digital CV with all different types of cards. You can modify it, and it just looks visually much better. All you have to do is pretty much just sign in, enter your name, and then you can claim your Think. Here you can upload your resume or your LinkedIn profile. I'm just going to upload my LinkedIn profile. All I have to do, copy paste the link, continue, and it's going to create it in just a few minutes. Think is a globalized AI era career platform that pretty much just turns scattered professional entities into one living digital profile. So it's much better than just having CVs. You can visualize things, projects that you have done, instead of CVs in the AI world. So after you have gone through the steps in the setup, just purely based on my LinkedIn profile, it has come up with this digital Think card. Here we can go in, add more cards, we can delete them, we can move them around. It's a pretty nice interactive UI. Once you have set up everything, you can share your Think on your social media to companies that you're applying for, or just having it somewhere where people can actually discover you and you can get opportunities and positions from there. It has integrated my GitHub, so 2.8K stars. We have my LinkedIn resume where we can pretty much just see my career progress, all different companies and so on that I have worked for. We have subscribers on my YouTube. It has pulled my YouTube channel as well. You can always go down and add more cards. So I probably want to show my YouTube as one of the first ones. This is just a nice graph seeing the different companies and how you're progressing throughout your journey. It can even set up your network, so who is the closest people to you, who are you interacting with based on your LinkedIn. You can go down, add links, images, all these different things. You can regenerate it, and then at the end, make sure to share your thing. This is going to pretty much just set you apart from anyone else and just looks much better, and people and companies can see what you have get done. You can also see a preview in the mobile phone. If you want to go in and find other people through Think, you can also go in and use the AI agent here. Maybe you can find, and you can search global talent. You can also just search through Think Fellows. Let's just try to paste in this prompt here. So this is the output that we got from the AI agent. Looks pretty cool, very nice UI. You can get the contact information and everything directly. So it will search through all the profiles and so on, so you can contact them easily. This is probably one of the hardest things to find if you just go manually through it. Spend more time than other people. Like if you spend double the amount of time than other people, if you really enjoy what you're doing and so on, it's just natural. You're just naturally going to take a huge leap over every other person which is just doing a normal job and so on. Like I still know a lot of engineers and so on working in different positions, like they're not even utilizing AI, or if they're utilizing AI, they still just don't know how to build full systems. It's not so much about if you're an AI engineer, software engineer, like back-end, front-end, QA engineer, UX designer. All of these components, they're pretty much just coming together. Unless you do some really low-level stuff like computer vision, algorithm, like math, control systems, robotics, and so on, you still really need the domain-specific knowledge. But if you're just building software systems in general, you need to know all the different frameworks, all the different things that we pretty much just need to put together. Like we have a front-end, what front-end frameworks do we have, what back-end, we have all different types of databases and so on. The AI models, they can come up with a pretty good solution or setup for you, because most of the tools used out there to build software systems is pretty much the same. Mongo, Postgres, React, Fast API, Next.js, and so on. Then you already have a pretty good baseline, and so many software systems has been built, so the AI models are very, very good at generating that, compared to if we're talking about, like, for example, if you want to control a robot arm, or you want to do something specific, you want to replace sensors, you want to train models, learning how to do predictions based on sensor information and all that, how you align different stuff in videos, how you merge images together, concatenate them, do all these small low-level operations, optimizations for kernels. They can come up with ideas and so on, but they really just lack reasoning and understanding about complex topics when you have a large code base that it needs to be integrated into, and it's very specific. So this is definitely a direction where you should be focusing over the next few years. Like, it's not just going to take fully over. We're probably just going to see it stagnate a bit as well, but the value of code is still going to go down. So don't focus too much on the actual coding. Focus on understanding systems, standing out compared to all other people, how to get into positions and all that. I cover some of that in my early videos. I also have my AI career program where I pretty much just help people to spend a little time here and there, like put some effort into it. If you really want to accomplish something in life, you really just have to put in a little more effort, and it doesn't really have to be much more effort. If you put in 1 hour, 2 hours of effort into something, if you're just consistent for a few years, you're going to be levels above everyone else that pretty much just quit or never got started. This is where it's heading, software engineering. I'm not too scared, but I'm also staying up to date, just trying to level up my own knowledge, try to build systems, just do as many iterations as possible in my own knowledge base pretty much, because then I also learn more myself, build more systems, and the speed of innovation defines the outcomes. Speed of innovation, how many iterations that you can go through as fast as possible, and then try to just learn and become better for every single iteration. Then you're not only going to be a software engineer, but a product, if not even just a life engineer. Hope you learned a ton of this video here, guys. Really encourage you to use these tools here. Don't worry too much about the future, but really just spend some more time, like put in the effort to stay ahead, get yourself more opportunities. You never know what the future holds. Hope to see you guys in one of the upcoming videos. Until then, happy learning.